The triumph of tragedy. The Christian experience in the drama of life causes him to act on the Shakespearean stage the roles of two characters. It was not uncommon for the Shakespearean actors to play two parts. Often, they masked their face according to the role they were playing. Whenever they played comedy, they held a mask to their face that gave a smile signifying, I'm sitting on top of the world. On the same stage, however, the script called for them to play the role of tragedy. They simply exchanged the mask. That was a smile, became a frown. And there they portrayed, the world is getting me down. It is from such an experience that we receive our word actor. The word actor comes from the word hypocrite. He who plays two roles, neither real. Later, hypocrisy became thought of as that which was evil. But then, instead of having the Academy Awards in Shakespeare's time for the best actor, they had him for the best hypocrite. Every now and then I think that some of us think we're back on Shakespeare's time. For on the same stage, we're playing two roles. Saint, sinner, the good man, the bad man, he who loves, he who hates. And we become so proficient that we can change the mask at a drop of a hat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters, God has called you to the kingdom for such a time as this to be the role that you are playing. That role is child of God, always victorious. You were not born to be defeated. Neither were you born for failure. You were not born to learn the art of switching masks while being on the same stage of life. But what you're supposed to do is keep the mask of comedy, of smile, of excitement, of joy. And even when the backdrop changes, he tells us that we're to be careful for nothing. The Bible tells us that we are not to change with the scenery around us. We played the comedy role when the sun was shining bright. We changed the backdrop. It's dark on stage. Now we're supposed to play the tragic role. You're not on a Shakespearean stage. You're in the role of God, and God has given you what you need to be who you are in all situations. One of the things we are told that we are to be constant in is prayer. Watch it. You must learn, number one, don't miss it. The principles are coming early. That you must be prayerful. In all conditions of life, pray about it. And what is the most significant thing about prayer? The revelation of the will of God not getting your way. Prayer is to bring to you what God wants. Prayer is to reveal to you this thing is for a season. Prayer is to show you how to have triumph in tragedy. I sent for David. For David is the first man that Jesus is connected to in the New Testament. In the book of John, the Bible tells us that Jesus hid himself. The Jehovah of the Old Testament hid himself. And they didn't know who he was. In the New Testament, he reveals himself first by saying, if you want to know me, the Son of God, my first revelation to you is, I am the Son of David. What is it that we now learn? Principle, that we're to be prayerful. But principle two, we are to know our identity. How can I now live through tragedy? I must know who I am.